Okay, time for this classic, Where the Wild Things Are. Those pretty colors in the jungle. Where the wild things are. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. Chasing the dog, see that? His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night, in Max's room, grew a forest. And grew. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines, and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Do they look terrifying? Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once, and they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all the wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. What do you think a wild rumpus is? There it is, a wild rumpus. Looks like they're doing a dance in the moon. A wild rumpus, wow. And then they swang from the trees as part of their wild rumpus. And then Max rode on their back in a wild rumpus parade, or something like that. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all the wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where somebody loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. They were sad to see him go. He was the king of all the wild things. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. He got back to where he was loved best of all, right? In his very own house by his very own mom and dad. But he got to be king of the wild things. And that's the end of our story.